Hello and welcome back to Dark Souls. So today we're heading into the Duke's archives, and the Duke being Seath the Scaleless, Seath being the dragon that we talked about mostly in the beginning, that betrayed his own kind to help the gods defeat the everlasting dragons. And Seath being an outcast from the rest of the dragons because he was born without the scales of immortality like the other ones, and he's an albino that is also blind. So Seath did not get the best start on his life, but after helping the gods defeat the everlasting dragons, he was rewarded by he was rewarded by Gwen, and he became the Duke of the Anorlando archives, where he can now resume his life and do his weird experiments. Like Seath is the kind of the source of all magic in the world, and he is he's doing the research here in the archives, a lot thanks to the channelers that have like the channelers, they have 6 eyes supposedly to compensate for the Seath's lack of vision. So I guess they help him read. Oh god, really have to look out for these ones now that they are buffed by the channeler. I forgot something very important, but I guess we can do that later. I hope. I forgot to go with got dusk. Completely forgot that I have to do to start the dusk thing, but I'm kind of assuming that I can do that afterwards. I mean, now we've already killed that thing once. I'm just gonna assume that I can do it after the archives. If not, then I will we'll go through the, like, if I'm not able to still get into the DLC, like if I have messed this up somehow, I will just show off the DLC with a different character and we will be fine. We will definitely not miss out on the DLC content. Yeah. So what Seath is researching here is to try to recreate the scales of immortality that he's been missing his entire life. He's trying to become more of a dragon, and he's probably doing a whole lot of other just experiments to further his knowledge in magic and whatnot as well. But one of the ways that he's performing his experiments is by capturing capturing women, and I think it's specifically maidens that he's looking for, and that is the reason why we find channelers, like a few channelers around the world. Like we saw one in the church in the undead parish, and we saw one in the depths, and they're just a little bit spread out in the world, searching for something or someone to take back to Seath. And those blue golems, the like the one that we fought here, and like the ones that are present in the Darkroot Basin, they are the kind of the golems that actually bring back the people to Seath, so that he can perform the experiments on them. Here we can look down on at Orlando. We've already traveled quite a bit far up in elevation. Here we can see that the walls and the floor is starting to become crystallized. Seath being the kind of the one that invented the crystal magic or crystal sorceries. We have a knight that has been kind of overcome by the crystal. He's just kind of infected by them, or like they started growing on top of him. There's not much information on this particular knight there, but his armor and everything fits very well with the Avalon crossbow that we also find in this place. So it feels like they have a bit of a connection to each other. Just that knight and the Avalon. Here we see that it just the crystals are starting to take over. And here is where we want to use a rare ring of sacrifice. Oh shit, nope, I don't want this. Did you know that you could exit the fight? Well, it's not much of a fight. I mean, you're just supposed to die in here, but still, like you cannot do damage to Seath in this fight. You can run out again if you wanna, but you have to get past this point to go further. And the reason that you really want to use the rare ring of sacrifice in there is because he is able to do... Well, he does some curse on you with mostly with the AoE effect that he has. It's just some curse damage there, and just so that you don't end up actually being cursed there. It's advisable to use the rare ring of sacrifice instead of just the normal ring of sacrifice. That would not help you with the with the cursing. And those down there are enemies called Pisakas, and they are like experiments of Seath. And for some reason, these man serpents are just trying to escape from here, or trying to guard the exit of the place or something. But I'm thinking that they are trying to get away from the Pisakas. And the music playing is kind of making them go a bit crazy. Usually not that big of a deal to take care of them, but they have a little bit of a deceptive reach, I feel. And some of these doors in here we can open and go in and check, but most of them don't really contain anything important for us. And some of them are just locked still, so that we cannot go in there, and we can't use the key that we got on all of the doors. We'll drop down here. Where we find the extra key, the archive prison extra key. Perhaps the serpent men were careless, for there are several keys scattered about which fit archives the tower cells. Yeah, not very smart. I think you can actually... Oop. Ow. The hell? That was mean. I'm gonna try to go up and turn this noise off. Because it is... No, for the love of... I don't think this has ever happened to me before. Why did they move down on... Okay. They usually just stay up here. That's so odd. Oh. I had a sliver of health left. That's the key to the giant door and on the top. If you have this thing running, you can actually hear it all the way up until like the entrance of the crystal caves, like out in the courtyard there, or whatever you want to call it. It's a very loud, very loud gramophone. But now that the music is off, the Pisakas are back in here. They will still aggro on us, but they come back into to their little cell. And these two, if you listen carefully, you will hear that they are actually crying. And they are completely passive. Even if you attack them, they will not attack back. And they have more health than the other ones too. I think. Well, one of them did, at least. I'm pretty sure. And they drop Bountiful Sunlight and Soothing Sunlight. Special miracle granted to the maidens of Guinevere, Princess of the Sun. Restores high HP for self and vicinity. The miracles of Guinevere, the princess cherished by all, grant their blessing to a great many warriors. And yeah, so that's where we get the kind of information that Seath is probably looking for maidens in particular, because they drop these two, Soothing and Bountiful Sunlight, and those two that are passive and crying, they supposedly haven't turned completely yet. Like they still have some of their humanity left in them.
Hello again. What a chance meeting this is. Alas, I'm imprisoned once again. I don't suppose you could stage me a getaway. The archives. Such a storehouse of knowledge. So close, but just out of reach. The thought offends me so I could simply die. As a student of the arts, you understand me, yeah? Hello again. Alas, I'm imprisoned once.
Yeah. Logan is just on the search for information. He wants to learn more about sorceries, and what better place to go than the Duke's archives. But sadly for him, he is yet again imprisoned, and we are gonna have to help him get out of there. Going up here, the ladder where we were in the beginning, where we tried to stop the serpent man, we should have one more guy up here, shouldn't we? Or did he? Maybe he fell at some point. There was one of the serpent men that made it all the way up that I couldn't stop, but maybe he just fell down or something. And we can now see the crystal cave over there. And of course, now that we're here, we have to stop and marvel at the best level design in the game, where there's a floating door in the air. Yeah. It's just a door. For some reason there's just a door up there. I feel like some developer messed up a little bit when changing the map here, probably, but it just goes to show that even companies and development teams that put so much love and effort into a game can still mess up and miss things. But it's also one of those really weird things, like why have they not patched it out? It feels like it would be such an easy thing to just have a little patch that removed that door. If there's nothing to it, then why not just take it away? But yeah, that is. It just is. It's just there. It's not the only thing that it is weird about this game, but it's kind of funny to point out. I feel like, because even though I love this game so much, there's not a single game that is above criticism. There's a lot of things that I would have changed in this game too, but overall I think it's a really fantastic experience that everyone who is interested in role-playing games should try. And I mean, of course I do realize that a lot of people is refrain from playing these games because they seem very hard. But I feel like this playthrough I've kind of showed that you don't have to be super experienced with this game to actually get through it. Like it's really not that hard if you just do some of the things that I've showed off so far. And I don't mean in the sense of like cheesing bosses and stuff like that, but it's just a lot of people make this game a lot harder than it has to be. Now we plop down here and we get killed by a channeler. Maybe? No? Okay. We're good. And we don't want to get hit by that. He hits hard. I think he also has some magic damage to that trident. And we don't want nothing of that. Get a strong magic shield. So this place being a bit of a maze. Like now we've returned. Like we're supposed to go there, so now if we just turn this this set of stairways again, we will end up where we want to be. And if you look down, I'm gonna see if I can get it. Is it even on this side? Not on this side, is it? It's on the other one. Is it on this one where the chest is? Yeah, it's there. Okay, we're gonna head up there. I'm kind of feel like I need to show this if I'm gonna do a playthrough where I try to teach people some things. Then I feel like this should be one of them, because I've recently seen like I've watched a couple of playthroughs of this game recently by people that have played this game a lot, and it seems like this trick to the Evelyn is something that people don't necessarily know about. So we want to get that item over there. So one way of doing that is to I think we have to first turn this around. Like the way that you normally do it is that you jump off this this thing as it turns to try to hit the little bookshelf where the Evelyn is. But if you instead do this and you turn this around and you quit out of the game. So if you do it that way, and you actually you have to let the thing go all the way around before you quit out. I had to try a few times to do this, but you have to let it do the entire way around. So what happens here is that you kind of abuse the way that you respawn in the game, because they or where the game kind of auto saves your position, because the game auto saves your position only on when you have a sure footing, is how I think they phrase it in from the actual development team. They say that if you have sure footing, then you will be you're like, if you die here, then your souls will end up here. But if you die on the spinny thingy there on the stairs, because that's a moving platform, you cannot have sure footing there. So you can't respawn there, because the game wouldn't know what to do with that location, really. So if you get on there and you turn the thing around, and then you quit out of the game and you restart, then you will get back to where you went on to the stairs. And this makes it a whole lot easier to hit this bookcase, because all you need to do at this point is just to walk off. And I'm taking off all of my armor because I take less fall damage if I do. So if we just plop down here now and watch out for the archers, we can pick up the Evelyn. So now we have the Evelyn, and we made it very easy on ourselves. What I kind of want to do now is try to use my homeward bone. Oh, please don't get on here. Why did I take my weapon off? Would have been so much smarter not to. Or at least have my homeward bone on the quick bar, so I didn't have to do this. But hopefully this will return us back to the prison. Yeah. Okay. So that's kind of how you get the Evelyn easy. Kind of doesn't get easier than that, really. And if we have a look at the Evelyn, we're gonna be able to see this easier later on as well, of course, because we don't have the rest of the crystal guy set. But this Evelyn says, a repeating crossbow cherished by the weapon craftsman Adas. Its elaborate design makes it closer to a work of art than a weapon. Intricate mechanisms make a heavy damage possible through triple shot firing of bolts. But in fact, each bolt inflicts less damage. So it's a very special item in that sense, because it's a triple shot crossbow. But you can see the especially the marking on the kind of handle there is the exact same as the Crystalline Knight had that we killed before Seath. So supposedly the Crystal Knight could have been Ada's that is referenced in the item description of the Evelyn. We'll show that off a little bit better when we get that armor as well. So now, sadly, because we did all of that, we're gonna have to run through this thing again and do the Labyrinth. I kind of... usually I don't ever pick up the Evelyn, but I thought for this this playthrough I would, because I just wanted to show off the easier way of doing it. I feel like the easier way of doing this area is to kind of clear it out like I did in the first place, and then you kind of have to go back to unlock the cell where Logan is, and if you do that all in like one take, then you don't have to deal with all of the enemies when you go back to Logan. And also when you run from Logan all the way back to the new bonfire that we'll get before the Crystal Caves. But this time we actually picked up the Evelyn, so we have to redo this area a bit. We turn this around again. I don't really care too much about that channeler. He can just stay there. Now we have the way down. We do not want to jump there. We want to take the ladder. No jumpy. And here we can open the way into where the bonfire is, and in here we can find. There should be the key somewhere to the. Or did we already pick that up? We did, didn't we? I could have gone back to Logan already. No. No, we haven't. Here we have the channeler set. Robo the channelers, sorcerers that serve Seath the Scaleless. Even after the onset of Seath's madness, the Snatchers, as they were often called, ventured to far lands to find suitable human specimens. The heaviest of protective gear for sorcerers and imbued with magic. There you have the what we talked about before as well, that they're looking for human specimens. They don't specifically state that it's maidens, so maybe it's not, but that information is just from the miracles that we found before, I guess. Ember required for weapon ascension. Crystal Ember created by Seath the Scaleless, handled only by the giant god's blacksmith. Handled only by the giant god's blacksmith. The guy in Anor Londo. Crystal weapons are powerful but brittle and cannot be repaired once broken. And I believe this is the last mimic that we have to kill, so we should get the symbol of avarice here. No? We have more of them? There's the key that we were looking for. Archive Tower Giant Cell Key. The giant cell once imprisoned countless maidens, but it is now empty, save for a few key persons. The struggle to uphold their sanity as the horde of mistakes writhe at a fearful close proximity. So there's kind of a foreshadowing to Logan, like they struggle to uphold their sanity, which is a very big part of Logan's quest line. Where I haven't really, we're gonna talk more about Logan's sanity a little bit later, but he is also like losing his sanity sitting there next to the quote-unquote mistakes. Being the Pisakas, of course. Let's do a bit of kindling here. I like to kindle this one as well because this is also a bonfire that we can warp to. So I feel like it's a pretty good idea, and it's not really that you need. I don't really feel like you need all of this these Estus for the boss fight ahead, but it is just kind of nice to have, I think. Can we do a little bit of leveling? We can get 2 levels maybe. Let's get some dexterity, get our damage up a little bit. And I felt like it, since we've already been through the running here one extra time, I didn't really feel the need to skip that bonfire, because otherwise I would have just not taken the bonfire and just run back to Logan and then back here again to get that stuff done without having the enemies respawn. But now we kind of already have most of the enemies respawned anyway, so I felt like I could just go ahead and rest there, get the Estus and everything. We'll just run through here, and then we can instead use the homeward bone to get back. I'm gonna put that there. Dear Lord. I didn't get my shield up there for some reason. Felt like I should have between one of the hits there, but I did not. So now we're gonna have to go through the Pisakas again. guess those were the guys that fell down somehow. And I got that seemingly random souls from. You see also that the ones that dropped the miracles for us last time are no longer in here, so they don't respawn either. You can see the shadows of the serpent men on the top floor there. Bit weird, but
Oh, thank you very much. I'm saved. That makes twice. I must be sure to repay you. I will visit the archives. If I discover any new spells, I shall share them with you. Prepare to be impressed by the onward march of sorcery.
yay! So now we can pick up this Firekeeper soul, and we can head back to our bonfire. Now, do we have anything interesting on that Firekeeper soul? No, it's just a standard soul, and because we can warp to this place, we can now go back to Firelink and use our new Firekeeper souls to make our Estus a bit better. Always a good idea. And now we should only have one more Estus, or one more Firekeeper soul that we can actually get in the game. I mean, you can go to +7, but +6 is the highest you can get in one playthrough. But to get +6, we have to kill the Fair Maiden, or the Fair Lady, not Maiden. If we come in here now, Logan has set up shop.
Hello there. I was expecting you. This place is truly magnificent, more than expected even. As promised, I shall share the new sorceries with you, and the secret of Seath's immortality.
Oh, you have the secret?
Ah, the secret of Seath's immortality. If you have fought him and were imprisoned, you must know that Seath is a true undead, different from ourselves. His wounds close promptly, and no mortal blow affects him, granting true insulation from death. His wounds close promptly, and no mortal blow affects him, granting true insulation from death. It is an effect of the Primordial Crystal, a sacred treasure pillaged by Seath when he turned upon the ancient dragons. So only by destroying the Primordial Crystal can you so much as scratch his hide. And it so happens the Primordial Crystal is in the inner garden of these very archives, the Crystal Forest. The tomes stored in these archives are truly magnificent, a great pool of knowledge, the fruits of superior wisdom and an unquenchable desire for the truth. Some would say Seath had an unsound fixation, but his work is a beautiful, invaluable resource. All progress demands sacrifice, and I certainly bear no antipathy for that wonderful, scaleless beast.
he really likes Seath. I think what Logan likes about Seath the most is the fact that Seath just does not give a damn about like using people as guinea pigs and to just further the studies rather than caring about like what others think. Like he just does what he wants to do.
The tomes stored in all pan.
So he was talking about the crystal that is keeping Seath from harm. We will see that later on as well when we get into the boss fight with him. But Logan now has a whole bunch of new spells that he can sell. If you and he will stay here to study the crystal sorceries. And if you buy all of the spells that Logan has right now, he will that will kind of continue his storyline where he will eventually go kind of crazy, and he will try to kind of become a dragon. And he thinks that he can maybe even recreate the scales on like himself and become more like Seath. He's kind of fanboying over Seath, I guess. And so if you buy all of his stuff, he will go insane, and he will. Then you will be able to kill him in a fight in the room where you where we died from Seath, where it's like the scripted death where you can't do anything but die to Seath. So if you go back to that room after buying all of his things, you will be attacked by Logan, because he has gone full crazy. He has not gone hollow. There's a very important distinction there. He doesn't go hollow, but he goes insane. And he learned some new magic. But doing that will get you to the end of Logan's quest line. And if you look real careful on the big crystal thing that on this crystal golem, you can actually see that someone is in there. It's not very obvious on this one. This one is a bit harder to see than the other, but this is one of the golems that would take human specimens to Seath. And from there, we will meet up with a new onion bro. Well, an onion sister, maybe.
It was you who rescued me. Why, thank you. I am Zieglund of Katarina. I don't know how I ended up in that crystal. It wasn't terrible in there, but I could hardly move. I must think of some way to repay you. Oh, have you seen my father? You wouldn't miss him. A suit of armor just like mine.
We have, yeah.
Thank goodness. I knew he was here somewhere. Well then, now I must find him. Thanks again, truly. Now if we'll just stay put and keep out of trouble.
So she's looking for Siegmeyer, her dad. So that's Sieglind. And we'll see more of her later on. But for some reason, she's She's searching for her father, and here we have the Crystalline Set. Where are you? There. Crystallized armor worn by a hollowed knight who was partially crystallized. The power of the crystal grants high defense. So if we put this stuff on there and there, and also the Evelyn, you can see that they are very similar in the details. Can I? No, you can't. Okay. I haven't really used crossbows that much. I thought you could hold it like you would with a bow, but it doesn't seem like it. So it seems like the crystallized hollowed knight there has it either is Ada's or just have they probably have something to do with each other. I can't really tell for sure because that's like what the item descriptions there are pretty much all we have to go on with that, but would not be hard to think that it was actually Ada's that we met there and killed. Well, just the kind of hollowed form of him at least. And now we get to the crystal cave, and we're just gonna go through this place kind of the normal way, the kind of quick way, I guess, because this place is a bit of a mess. It's not much interesting here up until you get to the very end of it. It's just it has some it's kind of an interesting mechanic with the invisible floor, or not floor, but the invisible like pathways here, and we see a whole bunch of these moon butterflies as well, like we fought in the very beginning of the playthrough. Moonlight butterfly, that's the name. That's what I was looking for. So here we have a developer message just saying path ahead, so to show that it's actually a path here. You can see from the kind of like snowflake thingies where you can walk as well. But those invisible pathways also being the reason why you are given prism stones before coming in here. Or really before you leave the archives. On this side, there's a very intricate pathway over to that item over there, which I'm not gonna go for because we don't have any use for it, and it's just a blue slab that you would use for magic weapon ascension. And really the only time that I would ever go for that is if I was going for achievements or a very specific playthrough that I will probably never do. Or I guess if I actually wanted to show off everything in the game, I would probably do it too, but now I'm not suicidal enough, and it's just kind of really annoying to go over there. We have a it's just a soul item or something down there. I know that it's nothing important. I think it's a soul, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't feel the need to plop down there. We have another soul item here, and sometimes when you plop down to this, you will actually aggro the butterfly. But this time we were lucky, and we did not. So instead, we get to the clam army. These enemies are they hit really hard, but they're kind of a bit deceptive with their hitboxes. I feel like not that the hitboxes are wrong, but I just have a hard time with the depth perception there, I think, and the kick attack that they have is super strong too, and quick. And you can see on the inside of them they have a whole bunch of skulls, and they have a chance of dropping the Purging Stones as well, which kind of resembles the skulls that are inside of its mouth as well. We need to stop being dumb here. We don't have to die. Because we don't want to die. They are a fairly decent source of Titanite, Twinkling Titanite as well. Yeah, we have the Purging Stone as well. You actually the first time that you fight Seath down here, if you just run past these clams, you can have the clams enter the boss fight as well, because the fog door is not here yet. But if we came here a second time, then the fog door would have been here. And on the other side of the boss room there, we can see the glowing crystal of immortality. And if we fought Seath without destroying the crystal, then we would not be able to damage him at all. So we have to destroy the crystal first, which is usually the smartest thing, I think, is to let Seath destroy it himself with his magic attack in the beginning, because if you do that, you have a better chance of running around and getting the tail cut on him. And we really want to get the tail cut because of a special weapon that he has. So there's the crystal, and now we just wanna try to bait out his breath attack, which he pretty much always does. The first thing. So now he's gonna do that, and there he destroyed the crystal. And there we get the Moonlight greatsword. go. Really, the only thing that should ever be an issue in that fight is if you're trying to stay behind him too much when he starts doing his flopping around with his tentacle attack. That can be really annoying. But for the rest of the fight, if you have a decent weapon, it should not be a problem really. So we get the Moonlight Greatsword, which is a throwback to their older games. I'm not sure if it's Armored Core or King's Field. I'm pretty sure that it's in King's Field, but I'm not sure if it's in both. But it's kind of a throwback to the older games, and I think it is. I think the Moonlight Greatsword is in Demon Souls as well. I'm not 100% sure about that either. But yeah, this sword, one of the rare dragon weapons, came from the tale of Seath the Scaleless, the pale white dragon who betrayed his own. Seath is the grandfather of sorcery, and this sword is imbued with his magic, which shall be unleashed as a wave of moonlight. It's a really cool sword. Like I really love the aesthetics of it. Sadly, it's not super good, but does look really cool, and it has the magic attack. Wow. That just like all of the other weapons that have attacks like that, it drains the durability. So you see that we're already down from 300 to 180. If we do one more, we're down at 140, so yeah, it's a really cool thing to be able to do, but also becomes kind of useless when it drains so much of your durability. And the weapon itself is not super strong because it has it has magic damage as well, which is usually not very good in this game. It's usually better to go for physical damage and scaling rather than having damage that is split between physical and magic or lightning. But moving up here back to the Firelink Shrine, we now have Onion Sister here, and we can see from the weapon that it's Sieglind and not Siegmeyer, because Sieglind is wielding a claymore, it looks like, or I think actually it might be a special weapon, because the claymore is a bit bigger, isn't it? I don't think you can get her weapon as a drop. But if we well, our claymore looks a bit different, like the hilt is different from the pommel. And it's a little bit bigger than the one she has. I wonder what weapon she has. Maybe it's the bastard sword or something. I'm not sure. But so we have that done now, and what are we gonna go from here? Where are we gonna go from here? I mean, we have 2 of the Lord Souls left to get, and also if you buy all of the miracles from Rhea, she will move on, and you would find her corpse in the Duke's archives as well.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sometimes I...
And I think now she's actually... I think she's supposed to be gone now. I'm gonna go up and check real quick. Because there are 2 outcomes to her storyline, and I didn't really bother with any of them, to be honest, because I think you either buy all of her stuff and she moves into Duke's archives, but I think now that we've killed Seath, she has lost. No, she's still there. Okay, she's still there. At some point, if you don't buy her stuff, then Petrus will kill her, and we can see the evidence of him killing her by killing him and him dropping the Thurland talisman that would have been Reyes. But now that we are done with the Duke's archives, I think the next course of action will be to head down into the Lost Isolith. That's the name. Gonna do some demon hunting. But we're gonna have to do that in the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.